before we start, want to talk about, this in the real world. So one of the largest mortgage banks in the world wanted to do exactly this. They created what they termed an applicant portal, an applicant website, specifically and solely just for borrowers to upload documents. And the nice thing about this solution, and again, the solutions that we offer as part of our loan automation system, is the ability to assign those documents directly into that case, right? That M folder, as we term it. And then, from there, as we'll talk about today, the ability to then do capture, classification, and extraction within the case itself and hand that information over to the loan origination system. And as I mentioned, certainly cost savings are a benefit. Taking out that manual process of having to receive those documents, assign them to the correct case or correct mortgage application, but also, again, this idea of improved customer satisfaction by providing 24/7 access, providing information on the status of your loan, what's missing, and again, providing quicker decision making. So as we talked about, we're focused here today on the origination phase of the process, and sorry to keep repeating it, but just making sure that we're all on board with that, the automation of these borrower documents. So I ran through them before, the W-2s, the 1040s, all that information, whether it comes in by paper or fax, by email, or again, our focus today, borrower uploads. So what is our loan automation system for the origination phase? Again, it starts with the secure borrower site, right? What we'll be showing you today with Crafter, you log in, you upload those documents, and then the system is really going to tell you what is those documents, what are those documents, right? Is that a 1040? Is that a W-2? Is that a bank statement? Doing that classification, what's on it, doing the extraction, and then where does that information go? Again, passing that over to the underwriting phase, to the loan origination system. So that's what we'll be talking about and showing you today. So the secure borrower site, that phase one, again, powered by Crafter. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because Russ is really going to run through all the tremendous advantages of Crafter versus building your own website, right? But the ability to do this asset reuse across sites, we'll show you that today. The secure login and landing in this M folder. Then the second phase, again, I keep mentioning this M folder. What is it? It's really an electronic mortgage folder. It's the same thing electronically that you would have had in the past, where somebody mails in all that information and all gets stuck into a paper folder. But in this case, it will allow you to really track the status. It allows you to retain the original documents and all the associated metadata. And this is whether the borrower uploads it, really the company uploads it, or email integration, the ability to drag and drop information from email into these M folders. Then within that, and you can see at the bottom, this is powered by Alfresco, and we'll talk about the Alfresco Crafter link here. But the ability to do really enterprise document management functionality, the pieces that are missing if you're managing your documents in your LOS itself. So version control, the ability to do enterprise search, and the ability to do paperless underwriting, as you can see here. So viewing the original documents, the annotation and markup of those documents. And finally, critically, the true records management capabilities that can be done automatically in process records management, the ability to retain and store those original documents. And then, as we mentioned, from there, again, the ability to classify and extract information automatically within that within that M folder. You don't have to send it, out to your mailroom to do that capture process. Again, it's done by the loan officers, by the underwriters themselves, by borrower, by document, and features really the most modern OCR technology out there, which is FISOFT's capture technology. So from there, again, as I've mentioned, the next phase for most organizations is going to be handing over that information to your LOS. So we talk about our LOS and our LAS, our loan automation system, and your loan origination system. Again, we understand that is really what you've built your business on. We don't require people or ask people to swap that out. We're not trying to sell you an LOS. What we're trying to do is help you automate the process around it. And as I mentioned, we talk about in-process capture. We also talk about in-process integration, handing over information from the M folder, from the business process into the LOS in the right place, whether that's a point-to-point touch or through a technology like an enterprise service bus. And finally, the last piece of it is we talk about actionable analytics. So, we are focused on saving you time. We're focused on saving you money. We're focused on, the 9-month or less ROI. We're focused on the 50% plus operational efficiency. So, we're going to prove it, and we prove it through a system we call Zia OneView. And so we can show you, where you're still slow and where you've been able to speed up. And that's really from, initiation or origination all the way through closing. Great thing about it is it certainly provides the compliance metrics that you need, but also the management metrics. We know that's missing from a lot of, the systems that are out there today. And so, again, working with a very large mortgage insurer, we've done some pretty great things here with Zia OneView and integrating with their reporting and BI systems.
For those of you who are just learning about Crafter CMS and Crafter software for the first time, I'd like to start by quickly bringing you up to speed. So Crafter Software is a commercial open source company that produces software products that help you manage websites and other digital experiences across all of your customer, employee, and partner touchpoints. Crafter CMS, which is our main software offering, is 100% open source, and it's a fully featured web content and experience management solution that allows your teams to build rich, dynamic, and personalized websites and applications. So Crafter CMS has been available in the Alfresco community since 2007, and we're currently running hundreds of experiences for leading brands and some of the world's top websites. Now again, our software is open source, it's free to the community, and we at Crafter Software, much like Alfresco, run our business by selling support. And then we work with our talented service integration partners like Zia to help our customers deliver successful implementations and drive success around their customers' business objectives. Now, most of us are familiar with Alfresco, but for those of you who aren't, I thought I'd start by making a quick introduction to that part of the platform. So Alfresco, of course, is a content management platform that can serve almost any kind of content management needs that your organization has. And at the heart of Alfresco is a repository with with really powerful functionality like versioning, policy enforcement, rules execution, metadata extraction, transformation, check-in and check-out, as well as records management and other capabilities that are applicable to almost any kind of content. So, for example, documents and records and digital assets, cases, and of course, web content management, and really a lot of others as well. Now, getting content in and out of the repository is really easy, and the Alfresco repository is designed to be a hub for your content and a system of record for your enterprise's content. And there are a lot of options for interacting with it. So you can attach to the Alfresco repository with vertical applications from Alfresco, like Share for collaboration and document management, or WORKDESK for case management. You can use third-party applications like Crafter Studio and solutions like the M folder. You can access the repository through its protocol projections like shared folders, WebDAV, FTP, email, and many others. You can also write custom integrations with Alfresco through its many APIs like CMIS, WebScripts, RAR, and there are others as well. Now, In addition to all of this, Alfresco has a cloud offering that you can connect and sync between the cloud and an on-premise. So basically, there's a cloud offering, which is a per-seat capability, and then an Alfresco One, which is a sync between the two. And this kind of hybrid hosting model really enables really a new kind of work environment with the simplicity of Dropbox, but the smarts to make sure that the content is always secure and accounted for, and that it's properly managed. So this is the basic Alfresco suite, okay? And the question would really be, where does Crafter CMS fit into all of this? Well, Crafter CMS plugs into Alfresco's technology stack to provide, as I said, a full-featured and fully integrated web and experience management solution. And there are other WCM solutions in the Alfresco community, but none that really have the kind of ease of use and the kind of integration or the range of capability that Crafter CMS brings to the table. Crafter CMS provides Alfresco with really rich and easy-to-use web-based authoring that we call Crafter Studio here, which you can see in the middle of the diagram. That's comparable to any top-tier platform like Adobe CQ5 or FatWire. We also provide an advanced multi-channel publishing capability, so you can see that we're able to push to all kinds of channels here, and a high-performance dynamic website and web application delivery platform called Crafter Engine. I'm going to talk about some of these things in more detail in just a bit. Now, Crafter CMS, together with Alfresco's repository, the vertical applications like Share and WorkDesk, the cloud, and the sync, Alfresco One, combined deliver a complete and a very exciting and unique offering and platform that's really not available anywhere else in the industry. And as we're going to see today, it's not just about web content. All the content that we create and manage today needs to be able to move through our processes and our systems, and it needs to do that in a way that's secure and properly managed. And it's more important than and it's more apparent than ever before that if we truly want to be effective, then interacting with that content really needs to be easy. So companies all over the world are learning from the success of the consumer space that engaging and easy-to-use experiences improve customer activity and consumer activity and drive brand loyalty. And more importantly, this is also true with respect to our employees and our partners. So if we can make it easy for them to get their work done, then clearly more work will get done, and that, of course, opens up time for innovation and creates more space for new opportunities. So here's what we'd like you to see, that even if you're only managing documents, records, or cases in Alfresco, you can leverage Crafter CMS's capabilities on top of Alfresco to create rich and compelling applications, portals, and sites that allow your employees, your partners, and your customers to interact with your content in really efficient and effective ways that were really not possible before. And that's something that will certainly drive real competitive advantage for your business. So now, before I turn things back over to Phil and G, I thought that it would really be useful to go over the architecture of Crafter CMS, and for this particular webinar, to put Crafter CMS in the context of a pattern for a particular use case, and that would be at a very high level claims process. Now, in reality, as Phil pointed out, this can be pretty business specific, and it can get quite complex. And of course, the folks at Zia are really the experts in this. So I'm not going to present anything specifically related to the claims process. What I'm going to try and do is provide a really sort of simple model of the world that gives you a sense of the architecture and just the flow of the content. You also want to keep in mind that this is an example architecture, so your use case and your environment might require something a little bit different. So let's begin here with the foundation of our content management architecture, which is Alfresco, of course. And this is where we're going to leverage and manage all of our content for both internal and external audiences. And it will serve as our system of record for our content. Now, for the purpose of the discussion, let's say that our claim consists of several documents, some consumer-facing, some for internal use only, and perhaps some that we really would like to be able to share with third parties. And of course, as Phil mentioned, these are all stored in a folder hierarchy in Alfresco, like the M folder. Now, to the Alfresco platform, we'll add Alfresco Share and WORKDESK, and this gives expert users like admins and customer reps direct access to the documents, workflow, and collaboration tools provided by Alfresco. But it's through tools that are not, at least out of the box, not specifically customized to any particular business use case. So depending on the complexity of the use case, either customization or training is going to be required to use these tools. And then, as we discussed, we really want to be able to enable customers with, in addition to, customers, employees, and other stakeholders to be more productive. And the way to do that is really by providing them with experiences that directly relate to them, sort of in their context, in the environment that they're working through, say a mobile, they're on a mobile device or they're on a traditional desktop, and to provide, to provide them really easy access to the content and the information, as well as the processes that they need to perform those tasks. And so, by doing that, by giving them a really easy to use interface, we expect much more adoption. And by personalizing that experience, again, we can make it much easier for them. So I think we're going to see some basic examples of this through G's demonstration. So I'll leave that for that part of today's discussion. Now, for this, we can, for the purpose of the example, we can imagine having custom web applications or perhaps services that even allow us to create native mobile applications to interact with the content. And Crafter Engine is a perfect component for this, and so you can see that here on the diagram as a way to deliver these experiences. Crafter Engine is, again, a dynamic and very high-performance personalization engine for serving websites and applications. And just to give you a sense of what I mean by performance, Crafter Engine is able to serve over 1 million dynamic page requests or service requests in a single hour on a single CPU. It's also horizontally scalable. And Crafter Engine is based on Spring MVC, FreeMarker, and Groovy, which means that any modern Java developer can install and extend this platform. Now that we have the Alfresco repository with our content in it and a means for distributing our content through rich personal experiences with Crafter Engine, we're going to need to connect these two systems together. Okay, and the first reason, of course, is so that we can interact with the content of claims, and also so that we can manage the web applications or the experiences that deliver that content. And this is another area that Crafter CMS can help us with. So Crafter CMS through Crafter Studio adds powerful multi-channel publishing capability to Alfresco. And this means that we can flow our claim through Alfresco, leveraging the workflow, the rules, the records management, and all the intrinsic value in the repository, and then publish it to one or more channels, including our applications. And in addition to publishing components of the claim that are relevant to the customer, Crafter Studio also lets members of our organization, let's say marketing, which we can see here on the diagram, manage the applications and the websites and the experience that the users have. So there's a lot of that, collateral around the process of, say, uploading your, your bank statement or, your tax forms can be managed by your marketing department. And so really they can go in, they can create and manage and review any new and personalized pages, components, and services. And then once they've been put through review, they can easily then publish those to the different sites running on Crafter Engine. Okay. And now there are also times where we want applications and websites running in Crafter Engine to have write access to the repository. And there are a lot of patterns for supporting this. And the right approach really depends on your particular use case, the load that you expect, and other requirements. Well, one of the patterns that I believe we'll be seeing in today's demo is the ability to connect your sites and applications through CMIS, which is the Content Management Interoperability Standard. That's really a REST-based industry standard that allows you to connect to any compliant repository. So you can see that here. All right, so Crafter Engine is a consumer, Alfresco is a CMIS producer, and then any of these sites that you've built can then talk in a read-write fashion to Alfresco. And that CMIS integration based on Apache chemistry is built into Crafter Engine. Okay. And then finally, as we mentioned, we may want to work with third parties to enable our own employees or to enable our own employees to have access to the claims outside of our firewall or without the need for VPN access. So Alfresco's cloud solution combined with its sync makes that possible for us to provide that content and but at the same time maintain full control over it. Okay, so I know this architecture is a bit oversimplified for some of your environments, but hopefully it does give you a sense of the kinds of architecture that you can build and the value that you can provide your customers, employees, and partners by providing them with highly specialized, easy-to-use, and personalized web applications and websites that will really allow them to engage your organization's content and process that are essentially managed in Alfresco in new and much more effective ways.
So what we're going to be showing today is a demo of our Crafter site that we built for our Zia Loan Automation Systems. It's a simple demo where basically it's a landing page. It allows borrowers and lenders to be able to log into a common place, be able, if they're a lender, they'd be able to create M folders. If they're borrowers, they'd be able to upload documents into this customized site. All the documents and everything that's happening behind the scenes is actually integrated with Alfresco. And after that, I'll show some of the authoring aspects that Crafter provides. All right. So to begin here, we have our landing page for our Zia mortgage solutions. You can see it's a nice little template. It has information. All this information, or all the components on this screen, can be customized by an author, and it can be done based on roles and whatnot. So you can see here we have our login information on the left. We scroll down to some other basic information. Now, if we wanted to look at this on a iPad or basically a different viewport, an iPad, an iPhone, because of what Crafter provides, we can actually see this in different views. So if I go and look at this in iPhone, we see the Crafter site on an iPhone page. Same site, just rendered differently, right? And if I turn the iPad here, or sorry, the iPhone, we get a different view. Now, if I switch this to an iPad, we get a different layout. And this is all built based on your needs. So here, it's exact same information, right? It's just, but we have a different view. All right, so let me go back to the web view, so it's easier to view. All right, so this is the landing page. Again, there's an about. This is all sort of dummy data that's in there, but just showing you that different pages exist. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in as a lender here. And once I log in, on the left-hand side, just some components I'm going to be talking to later. Right now, it's just a YouTube video for our financial services webinar. But on the right-hand side, we have the ability to create a new mortgage application and the ability to upload files. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and create an M folder. We'll do it for Bob, the loan type. There's several ones that you could select from. We'll just do Jumbo. Branch folder. Once I create the M folder here, the M folder is actually created in Alfresco. So, and I'll switch over to the Alfresco view to show that in a bit after I upload these files. But now we can upload these files. Now, if I was the borrower and I'm sitting with my applicant, I can have them give me documents. I can scan it in, and then we can upload the files directly into the system. So I have some images that we're going to be uploading: bank statement, driver's license, a 1040, W-2, pay stubs, right? We'll drop that in here and we'll start to upload. All right, and that was real quick here. So all these documents got uploaded into our Alfresco instance, our Zia Automation Systems. So let me go ahead and switch over to that now. And this, again, this system is a remote server, and if I log in and if I look for my M folder here, the 2014, open that up, and you can see the documents that I uploaded earlier exist. We got thumbnail views here. Next steps would probably be show these thumbnails inside the borrower portal. If we look at these documents now, we'll actually see some more information. So what's happening behind the scenes is these documents are getting classified, and then metadata is getting extracted off these documents. So we have a pay stub, and all this metadata is getting pulled off this document. So that's the integration into our Alfresco piece. All right. So if I go back to our Crafter site here, our portal, I'd like to now sort of go into the authoring aspects. So to start, I'm actually in the Crafter authoring site. To sort of show that, let me go ahead and actually just go to start from the very beginning and log into the system. So we have Crafter Studio. This is the authoring site that an author would go and log into. Log in. Now, I have a few sites that I've created: a demo site, a retail site, a borrower site. The great thing about Crafter is you're not limited to only a few or a handful of sites. You can have one. You can have a million. The software will scale appropriately. And so things that you could do with the different sites is you can have different borrower sites, lender sites, perhaps product marketing campaign sites. All those can be easily and quickly built using Crafter. But let me go ahead and go back to the borrower site that we're in. Home page. Let's go in as lender again. All right. So some of the authoring aspects that we had here. If I turn this on, we can actually see a couple of different components where we can actually do some authoring. So again, earlier I said I talked to the video over here. These are components, and components can be anything that you build into a little widget, if you think of it that way. And so with widgets, you can add, or with our component here, we should be able to add additional YouTube videos if it loads here. One more time. Demo gods aren't with me today. So hopefully I will have the main page. All right. So on the main page, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the logo. If I click on this icon here, you can see that this is the logo that was selected. To replace it, so if we have a new theme for the system, new site, we can either upload a new logo or can choose logos that exist in the repository. So these are some of the logos that I created and added into Alfresco. All this information is getting pulled back from Alfresco. Now, this is a data source, and Crafter has the ability to have multiple different types of data sources. So it could be backed by Alfresco, it could be backed by some digital asset management system, perhaps Flickr. Any of those different systems would work. So let's just go ahead and change this logo. Item, see logo changes, save and preview. See our logo has changed, and then we can deploy this site live from here. So with that, that's the quick introduction to Crafter. I know it was fairly brief, but hopefully this provides an idea of what you can do with the Crafter system. And
thanks, G. So this is Phil. I'm coming back on here. Let me just get my screen up for you. So here we go. Great. So yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed that overview of Crafter and then the demo there. I think for me, what is hopefully a couple takeaways for people. One is the system itself, right? So the ability for borrowers to really initiate the application or origination process, populate with borrower information, and then the ability to classify and extract directly the information that they've provided. Again, hopefully all of you can see right away how that could create tremendous benefits for your organization. The second piece is obviously then the power of Crafter itself. So the ability, to reuse assets to, very easily and quickly author sites, different sites, private labeling, things like that. So again, if you're interested in more information, I know we didn't have a lot of time today for the demo, but please contact us, and happy to share more. So I'm going to wrap us up here, and then we'll try to leave a couple of minutes for questions if there are any. Otherwise, we'll just wrap up. But just a little bit about why Zia. So hopefully you've gotten some of this already, but I think the first thing is our products and mortgage solutions. So we package it up as what we call our Zia Loan Automation System, but really that's a series of modules, a series of products and solution areas, again, across the spectrum from origination all the way through post-closing. So whether it is helping you create a dynamic borrower site and a system with M folders, that is something you can leverage the work of all the other companies and all the other work that we've done creating these loan automation systems. Certainly on the capture side, whether it's what we showed you, the in-process capture, or again, what I talked about with ACE, where you're rapidly able to classify and extract information from 700-page, 800-page closing packages, and then extracting the key information as part of the closing and post-closing process. Again, leveraging the work that we've done with other companies and the millions of documents we've tested through there, or whether it's OneView that I touched on briefly, providing you with those actionable analytics, whether they're compliance information or management reports. So certainly we think our products are one reason, and then our partnerships. So the work that we do with Crafter and the close partnership that we have. I've known Russ for a long time and have worked with him for a long time. And certainly we spend a lot of time in close working relationship. Second, the Alfresco piece. We mentioned Alfresco is really the driver behind this, whether it's the Crafter piece or the M folders themselves, the document repository, the records management capabilities. Zia has been Alfresco's Partner of the Year for the last 2 years running, largest worldwide reseller, and again, work very, very closely together to drive solutions like our mortgage solutions. And then the final piece on the capture side with Effisoft, similarly, we have been Effisoft's Partner of the Year the last 2 years. Again, their largest worldwide reseller, and literally wrote the book with them. So you can see this book image down on the bottom right, co-authored by Zia and Effisoft on IDC with Effisoft.